Last June, I went to a conference, and in this conference, I learned that meat and dairy industry has become the #1 cause of pollution in the world. Now, for a hardcore vegetarian ecologist, this was shocking news. 17 years ago, I became veggie for the environment, but I had no idea it had become #1 cause of pollution in the world. I was shocked. And I said, oh my God, no one knows this.
This is the world's inconvenient truth.
One vegetarian in an SUV is more eco-friendly
than a meat eater on a bicycle. Save the human.
So this was shocking news, and I said, okay, we've got to do something about this. So we decided to launch a campaign, and the reason it's called Save the Human, it's because people are like, surely save the planet. Surely you mean save the panda, the whales? Yes, that's noble, and these beings need saving, but it's save the human, because us, the humans, will suffer most through global warming and the collapse of our ecosystems. So we kind of said it tongue-in-cheek, save the human. But the sub is don't eat the planet. The fact that we just won an award for Best Documentary in the iShot Hong Kong Film Festival might open up a few doors, might open up a few windows. We'd love to do something more professional, bigger. It's a lovely process. I'd love to do it again. I think it's a difficult subject to get through to anyone, really. More so in China and Hong Kong and Asia, yes. But this just follows suit with the whole environmental movement. 20, 30 years ago, saying something like this in the West was also very difficult. In Hong Kong 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, talking about the environment was also a little bit difficult. People would always say, well, but, or why. And now when it comes to vegetarianism or being a vegan and the diet, the impact one's diet has on the climate, there's two sides to the coin. Yes, it is challenging in this part of the world, but what we've discovered since we launched the campaign, it's easier for people to understand. Initially they're like, what do you mean? But then as soon as you show them the figures, and the facts and the studies, they seem to get it straight away. And our campaign now is asking people to reduce their consumption, not to go veggie. Of course, that's the solution in many ways. But we're saying reduce your consumption of meat, fish and dairy. And most people are like, well, I can do that. That's not too difficult. Just don't tell me to go veggie.
Save the human!
Save the human.
Times are changing. When I first rocked up in Hong Kong, almost 18 years ago, it was much more difficult. And that's one of the reasons we opened the Bookworm Cafe back in '97, and then the main reason we opened Life Cafe in 2004 was to address this gap in the market.
60 billion livestock.
60 billion animals are produced for human consumption annually.
Where's the food coming from? At what ecological expense?
So there's a much bigger understanding of why you're a vegetarian. It could be for personal reasons, health reasons, animal welfare. Or now, today, is a big move, is for the environment. And this is the premise of the campaign Save the Human, is diet change, not climate change. And to let people know that our diet is having the biggest impact out of anything, out of all industry, out of energy production. So that consumption of energy globally is starting to dip, while the consumption of meat is just rising exponentially. Why? Because China's eating meat. India's eating meat. Okay, the idea came about later on in 2008. It's like, okay, we have to do a video. How are we going to do it? I pulled a team of people around me, and everyone was passionate, and let's do it. And of course, the key to all of this would be the director, and a fellow yogi who practices yoga with me, Will Lau, who is the director, lives this lifestyle. He is vegetarian, he's almost vegan, and he's in complete awareness. So he said, let's do it. We met quite a few celebrities, actors, hip-hop artists, models, quite a few people actually, and quite a few of them appear on the video. So people are like, wow, how did you get these people? Well, we didn't. They kind of got us, we got them, just serendipity, magic happened. And it was beautiful. For 3 days we felt like we had some force with us.
Save the human.
Save the human.
Save human.
It's purely about raising awareness. There's no hidden agenda behind this. It's what you see is what you get.